Welcome to Rick Rack Ruby. I'm Laura Cluvo. Today we will be making a Pom-Pom Ballerina Clothespin doll Christmas ornament. I've loved making clothespin dolls since I was a girl, and I'm delighted to share this technique with you. It's fun and easy, so let's get started. First, you'll need a clothespin. I like this kind. It's the tapered end. So these feet look a little bit more graceful and delicate than the other kind of clothespin. They have a flat bottom and they're designed to sit in a stand, or stand in a stand, I guess. But these have the little tapered ends, and this is the kind that I like. Woodpile Fun. I usually make my faces like this. This is the Rick Rack Ruby face with the wood burned eyes, and I painted it. And you can see the directions for this in my Focus on Faces video. But just in case you want to make this with children, I'm going to draw the face with markers. I just have a blue, a brown, and a pink. And these are Micron, Pigma Micron 01. I'll start with the eyes. Children do a much better job of this than I do. I just do like a little oval. There we go. And then with the pink, I'll do a tiny dot for the nose, and then a heart mouth. And then I do a little line like this that looks kind of like a smile. Then with the brown, I'm going to make some eyelashes and eyebrows. I think I might add a little sort of an eyelid. Just a little extra darkness at the top of the blue. And then the final touch would be to blush the cheeks. This is just a little bit of regular Cosmetic Blush applied with a Q-tip. And there she is. For the skirt, the pom-pom skirt, I'm going to use the 65mm Clover pom-pom maker. I was very determined to create this design using the pom-pom maker because pom-pom makers are fun and children can master this, and it just seemed like a fun way to make this project. When I ordered my pom-pom makers off of Amazon, in the suggested box was this. A great big bag of little mini colors of yarn. And so I, of course, checked yes, I will take that. That looks like fun. So I didn't know what to do with these things. I don't really knit or crochet, but I knew I wanted to make pom-poms. And so it's been a lot of fun actually having all these colors, and true confession, I actually ordered more. For the skirt pom-pom, I will use the 65mm pom-pom maker. I find it's just a little bit easier to work from the center so that the ball isn't falling all over, twisting and turning. For the skirt, I'm going to open up the pom-pom maker and hold the end of the yarn like this. I'm going to wrap this 100 times. Now that's 100 times with this particular yarn. This yarn has a certain thickness and a certain springiness to it. And if you use a different yarn, your count might be different. But I just want to fill it up on both sides, nice and thick, so that the pom-pom maker is completely covered. All right, that's about 100. And now I'll repeat for the other side. Just hold this with my thumb and wrap 100 times. Okay, that's about 100. And so now I'm going to just following the instructions for how to make a pom-pom using these Clover pom-pom makers and clipping in between in the groove. And now the secret. The secret is this, Creatology stretchy cord. That's all it is. So I'm going to cut off about 12 or 15 inches of this, and I've made many of these, and this stuff just does not break. So I'm using this to tie off the pom-pom. I'm gonna tie it on this side. See how I can pull it? It just doesn't break. And then I'm going to tie it on this side, and I'm going to tie maybe 4 knots. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I just know from experience that this is, it's foolproof as far as I can tell. Now I will very carefully and gently open this up. So open these out and take this apart. And here's the center, and you see how I can find the center, and that's where the clothespin can fit. Isn't that great? Of course, I've made many projects using this technique. I absolutely love clothespin dolls. So you can expect an entire playlist of these fun projects. There's my pom-pom, and I'm just going to insert the clothespin, and then I will glue the pom-pom in the back. I can also glue it in the front, but I found that just gluing in the back seems to be enough. I'll trim a few of these little flyaways and she's ready to go. Last year I did a lot of designs with felt, and it was nice quality wool felt. And so whenever I had a little scrap left over, I cut a small flower, heart, star, holly leaf, holly berries, just all kinds of shapes from the scraps. And so I have a heart. This is about 3/4 of an inch across. I die cut this, but you can freehand cut a heart, or it doesn't even have to be a heart. It can just be a square or any kind of shape that will kind of look like a bodice. So I'm going to glue that bodice right there. I'm going to apply the glue to the back of the felt. And then I'll gently press that right underneath her chin. And she looks adorable already. I actually love her face. Okay, now for her arms, here is the, I'm pretty sure this is the exact felt that I used. I'm going to cut just a little strip. I'm cutting a strip. This is generous. This will be her arms. Okay, that looks good. It might be a little bit long, but I'll fold it in half and apply some glue to the center right here. And then the ends of the arms will come around to the front, and I'm going to have them holding on to a flower. I have these little white forget-me-nots. They're just adorable. I love them. They're not hard to find. So I will apply some glue. I'm going to have the hands come like this, so they're not going to overlap or twist around the stem or anything. They're just going to come like this, like she's saying her prayers. So I'll add a little drop of glue to the inside of one hand, and then quickly press that stem, and then the second hand. we go. Super cute. Sometimes I'll add a piece of black embroidery floss around her neck. That adds a little bit of ooh la la. Gives her that little, I don't even know, that sort of Moulin Rouge look. I don't know. But for this one, I don't think that's going to be quite right. I'll show you another one that has it. Here's a pink one. She's got that little black embroidery floss tied around her neck for her little ooh la la. Okay, now let's make the pom-pom for the hair. This is the 35mm or the pink Clover pom-pom maker. That's all you need, just these two for this project. And this one I'm going to wrap 40 times each side. For the hair pom-pom, we don't need to use the elastic. We can just tie this off with a piece of yarn. So I'll tie this off nice and tight. Just like a regular traditional pom-pom technique. There are always little odd bits from the starting and the finishing of the wrapping. Can always trim those. Open up and gently take the pom-pom out. Then I'll trim out these little ends. And then I'll add some glue. I'm going to try to kind of open up the pom-pom and get the glue. I can see right here is where it's tied, right here. So I'm going to get the glue right into the center there. Then I'm going to glue this onto the top of her head. Not right at the top. I'm going to tilt it a little bit so that it tilts back a tiny bit. And I'm holding it to be sure that it's very secure. I love this color. I have some baker's twine. This one is the metallic gold and white baker's twine. So I'm going to sew this through the pom-pom really low, and I can tell it's going to be secure because it's kind of in the glue. I'll tie this off. For the top of her head, I have these little bead caps. These are like, I don't know, for jewelry or for ornaments. They're very inexpensive and easy to find. I'm going to put some glue right like that, and I'm going to press this into her hair like a crown, but I like it to be a little bit off center. I'm pressing it way in. I'm going to hold it until I feel like it's secure. And then finally, for her feet, she needs some little ballet slippers, of course. And I really like this Tombow ABT marker. This one is like a brush tip, and then this end is a finer point. So you can see where the angle of the, let's call it the shoe, comes in. I'm just going to color this all in pink. Sometimes the bottom of the clothespin is, oh, you know, like sometimes there's some splinters, and it's never exactly perfect. It's never symmetric. So don't worry about it. If you're looking for the perfect clothespin, you'll be very disappointed. I'm coloring the inside too. I'm just doing the best to cover it. It's not a work of art. I'm going to try to make this look like a ballerina's point shoes with ribbons. Now, like I say, for this end, For the ribbons, I'm going to use this end. So it's sort of an X. It's going to go from one side and across and back, one side and across, and then back this way. It's a little bit tricky to draw on the wood, but the good news is that these markers don't spread. So you have pretty good control. There we go. I'm looking her over. I love how fluffy her skirt is. I'm gonna say she's done. She turned out really cute, and look how fast that was. I'll put her friends beside her. Thank you for watching my tutorial. If you're enjoying my videos, please like, share, and subscribe.